where we're in harmony with nature.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a little bit more about going from the idea of survival that we have in this reality now to more of thriving in nature and working with nature? Because I know that there seems to be a fear of lack of comfort, fear of not having enough of what you need, fear of having the things that we decide now are exciting to us, that may not exist in that new reality where we're completely living in harmony with nature.
Yes, but again, if that is the reality that is actually representative and reflective of your true self, then whatever needs to be there to fulfill that basic need, whatever form it may take, will be there automatically as part of the definition of that reality. And the thing to remember, instead of what you're saying in terms of how can you thrive in nature, you have to remember that you are nature. So it's not thriving in nature, it's thriving as nature. That starts to allow you to feel the connection that you have. Because it's not a connection, again, with nature. You are nature. And that's the difference in the mindset, in the definition, in the way you relate to the idea you call nature, by not separating yourself even one iota by thinking that you're in nature. You are nature. Does that help?
It does, yes.
Remember, Gaia, what you refer to as the world soul, the world spirit, you are an extension of that, just as any tree or rock or stream or animal or anything is. You are an extension being made out of, so to speak, physically speaking, the atomic structures that are available on your world from Gaia. You grow like any plant, like any flower. You are an aspect of nature, of Gaia, of your planet, of the universe. So it's about knowing that, behaving more like that, and you will experience the communion that automatically exists between all life forms or expressions of Gaia that know that they are nature rather than thinking that they simply exist in nature, which is a separate definition. Does that help?
I understand. It does.
All right.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, so kind of along the same lines, I'm aware that I've been connecting with many beings, but one in particular recently who's been communicating to me through the moon.
Yes.
Is there anything you can say about that or add to that?
Well, what are you experiencing in that communion? What's it opening up within you?
My curiosity in exploring what's in the dark at night, quite literally.
All right.
And my ability to connect with the cycles of the moon and what that represents.
All right. So a deeper connection and understanding to not only your emotional component, but also the idea of the mysteries of the night, the mysteries of the deep, the mysteries that exist within parts of your consciousness, the mysteries that will allow you to open up and understand both the light and the dark within you in a way that can be used more positively. Because remember, you never leave the dark behind. It's always with you. No matter what level you're on, it's always with you. But it's about maintaining a balance, understanding the mystery of the balance between the light and the dark that allows you to explore and express those abilities in your physical reality more effectively. So light and dark, allow yourself to know that they blend in the balance point between you. As you explore these mysteries, that's where you will find the answers that you seek, in the balance point between the light and the dark.
Yes, because it feels that as we open up to more beings and realize our communication that we're already having, it seems like there's an imprint that's made where it's almost like you can now access that at any time, I suppose.
Yes. We call that a simulacrum. A third reality identity is formed that allows there to be the experience of sharing between what you perceive to be two other realities.
Understood.
Does that help?
It does. Thank you, Bashar.
You are welcome. Good day. Good day.
So wonderful to be with you again.
It is our passion and our pleasure to interact with you as well. Please proceed.
Thank you. Thank you for wonderful reminders and reflections that you just gave to us.
Yes.
You said about one to three jump and harmony link, taking you to the structures. So I'm a big fan of what's so-called descriptive geometry, and can get overly excited over the Metatron cube, as I love to derive platonic solids out of that.
Yes.
Of course, we know that the two representation of each platonic solids in the Metatron cube, and so what I see it as a living organism that kind of playfully arranges itself and also moves and rotates and breathes.
Yes.
And although I understand I don't comprehend completely everything, but I try to observe. So can Metatron cube be an expression of absolute consciousness, or is there something else that needed to be added for a reflection of such expression?
It's an expression of the connection of consciousness from a higher state to a lower state and vice versa. So it's more like a gateway between different levels of consciousness.
Oh, okay. So that's the all that represents for us.
It's the way it expresses itself in your reality, yes.
Okay. And you also marked that what is relevant to us will come at the perfect moment, and not
Yes.
a minute early and not the second too late.
Yes.
So that the time component has the ability to accelerate or slow down. And some instances,
Yes.
like it's doing it simultaneously at the same time. So
Yes. Remember that everything exists simultaneously. Your perception of time is an illusion based on the state of being that you're in, so it will alter its perception for you in whatever way, shape, or form is relevant to the state that you're in.
I wonder if it's possible to know how to stretch the dimension of time, or what time consciousness and how it's placed through our own density.
Live in the moment, live in the now. The paradox is the more you live in the now, the less you actually age and the longer you live. That's the paradox.
And the synchronicity of that?
Is that you are finding out by living more in the now that you're creating your physical reality experience, that it's an illusion and just a projection of your consciousness. So it becomes more flexible, more malleable. Time and space become more fluid, more stretchable in whatever direction you prefer at any given moment, because you're realizing that it's your projection, it's your creation by living in the now and experiencing more of the simultaneity and experiencing more freedom to choose what is relevant and real for you at any given moment in that illusion.
Fascinating.
Yes.
One more quick point. In 5 laws of existence,
Yes.
You just say that everyone is the reflection and everything is connected and each support each other.
Yes.
I have in 2013, of spring of 2013, I was at your 2-day session in Sedona, Arizona. And at the end of the second days, the lucky participants, we were able to have a guided meditation by you in the very, very large outdoor labyrinth.
Yes.
And so it was quite an experience, and many revelations came through the meditation. But the one particular thing or experience I would remember, and at the end of the allotted time, I was coming back to my earthly body from the places that I cannot describe in the world, and I was coming back with extreme fast speed. And just before I came into my body that was resting in that gigantic labyrinth, something happened. It just went like a sphere opened up and expanded. And at that moment, I saw myself, meaning myself, in everywhere.
Well, congratulations.
And that happened before. And I saw it as a oneness or unity at that time. And what happened several months ago, I was walking down the street, and that was no meditation or anything. It was just casually walking in the very street. And I've experienced that again when I saw everybody as myself. It was people coming in towards me or going with the flow with me. People
Yes. We understand. We understand.
So my question is, what is that I am experiencing, and how can I develop it more so I could practice the oneness with all in everything?
Just keep living your life and know that those synchronous markers will appear when they need to let you know that at that moment you're in the correct vibrational state, and is from that vibrational state that you need to take the actions in the rest of your life. Now, it may not always feel exactly the same, but if you remember what that felt like, you're in the proper state. So all you have to do is recall those moments and what it felt like, and know that in that moment, even if it feels different, you're in the correct state to take action in your life in the way that's most aligned with you. So it's a reminder marker for you.
Thank you. I have one very silly question, like a very quick one. I currently study a Sanskrit language, and find many interesting things in it. And I remember that you said that everything is the expression of consciousness. So please share your knowing about such displays of consciousness through Sanskrit language. And is that language used in time contemporary to you, or in what dimension, if any? Thank you.
Well, it's what you perceive as the past, although there are some elements of the Sanskrit language in the hybridized language that is our ancient language, because we also existed at that time, because time for us is flexible and malleable in our relationship with the people of Earth. But every language is a vibrational state that represents a certain form of communication, a certain expression of consciousness that is relatable by certain groups of people operating on that frequency. So it's representative in a sense of its own dimension, and will be related to and attracted by people who are at one with that particular frequency and need to receive information in that way.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Hi.
And to you, good day.
Hi, Bashar. I am so honored to get to speak with you. This is my first time getting to speak with you.
As are we honored to speak with you.
I'm so excited. Recently, I heard you say that interaction with dolphins and whales is a good way to prepare for contact.
Yes, because they're already connected telepathically to many other extraterrestrial civilizations, and you get the chance to experience literally an alien society on your very own planet. So learning to commune with them is going to help you learn to commune with other extraterrestrial beings as well. Not necessarily all of them, but some of them.
So 7 years ago, I attended your cetacean transformation workshop. Emmy and April were there, of course. It was life-changing for me.
All right.
So I'm so grateful for that workshop, because ever since then, every single year, every spring, I have gone back to Hawaii to swim with the dolphins and the whales.
Yes.
And I don't even understand totally that the pull and the draw, but it's like I go every single year. It's like I need to be there. I feel so connected to them. I have a knowing when I'm with them. And it's like, I know this is exactly where I'm supposed to be.
They're your permission slip for getting in touch with the aspect within you that is also vibrationally and energetically connecting to extraterrestrial civilizations, so that they remind you by plucking that cord within you how to center in those vibrations and apply them in your physical reality to your benefit, to your advantage. So you're using them as your permission slip to remind yourself how to stay in that frequency.
So I've had this very vivid vision that the dolphins were taking me to a pyramid in the ocean. I had a job there, and what my job was when the ships would land in this pyramid, I would put my hands on this crystal ball, and the top of the pyramid would open, and this is how the ships that were landing, this is how everybody got out of their ship. And as the beings would come out, everybody would thank me for helping them to have a safe landing, and I felt all this love coming from them.
All right.
So my question is am I remembering?
You're connecting to the idea of a memory, as you would call that idea, of Atlantean times.
So it is a memory that I'm having through the meditation.
Yes, in a sense. But again, remember, everything exists simultaneously. So what you call a memory is simply a memory from your space-time perspective, because you are connecting now in the present to that person in the idea of Atlantis, which exists alongside you right now, and making the connection in a way that allows you to draw information, experience, and energy from them to aid and assist you in this life, as they may also be drawing from you to aid and assist them in their life. So you're two different people, but the energy connection is experienced by you as a memory, because that's how you experience space-time in your physical reality, as if it's a past thing, when in fact it's simultaneously existent with you now.
Oh, wow. So my other question is, I'd like to expand on the experience. So I'd like your thoughts on how to do that. How do I keep this momentum going?
By following the formula. That's why we give it to you. That's why we boil down the formula as the essential instruction manual for how you move forward and accelerate in your life. And that means automatically every bit of information and every experience that's relevant for you will come to you in perfect timing. That's why we give you the formula, so that you don't necessarily need anything else. If you want something else, it's up to you to attract it as a permission slip. But the 4-step formula of acting on your passion every moment that you can to the best you can, taking it as far as you can till you can take it no further, and doing that with no insistence or assumption on the outcome, and remaining in a positive state no matter what happens, and letting go of the beliefs that don't work for you, that's all you need to do to ensure that everything you need that's relevant for you will come to you in your life, including information, experience, and opportunity. That's why we boil it down to that simple 4-step formula, so you don't have to overthink it.
Yeah, it's almost like I'm trying too hard.
Yes. Just go with the flow. Follow the instructions. The machine of existence will work in your advantage as advertised. Just like any instruction manual would allow you to experience the operation of any machine to your advantage if you follow the instructions.
Thank you. That makes so much sense to me.
I know. That's why I said it.
The other question I have is, given our current situation here on our planet, we seem to have a lot of upheaval at the moment.
You're only assuming that you're on the same planet. Remember that just because you can see something that is representative of a reality you don't prefer doesn't mean that you're actually sharing that reality just because you can observe it.
Okay.
There are an infinite number of parallel versions of Earth that exist simultaneously. For now, most of you will see some of those different versions that may not necessarily be the ones you prefer. That doesn't mean you live in it. It just means you're capable of observing them through what we would euphemistically call a glass wall. So just because you can see through the glass wall doesn't mean that anything they do can reach you through the glass wall. So just continue to take the actions, learning from what you observe from others, and being the living example that they might be able to see through their side of the glass wall that lets them know there might be another option other than the ones they're already considering or choosing. And then ultimately, you will each navigate yourselves to whatever version of Earth is most representative of the state of being that you believe is most relevant for you, positive or negative. But it's not one planet.
Okay.
Does that help?
Yes, that helps a lot, because I would really like to be of service.
Then be your best self, because then you set the example for what others can do for themselves as well. You can share whatever information synchronicity shows you is relevant for you to share, but please do remember, whatever anyone does with that information that you share with them is none of your business. Because it doesn't really matter, because they're going to decide what version of Earth they're going to experience, and it may not be the same version of you, but that's all right. Remember, you're all infinite and eternal beings. There's no hurry. Something that is not learned today will be learned tomorrow, or a year from now, or a millennia from now.
Thank you, Bashar.
You're welcome.
That's all my questions.
Thank you. Our unconditional love to you.
Yes, love to you as well.
Good day.
Good day.